Hey you guys, welcome back. I wanted to do a brief walkthrough of my apartment. This apartment's on the market. I have a few people coming to see it tomorrow. I'm kind of nervous about it because I've never done this before, like for sale by owner. But this is the living room. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo in the heart of Aguadilla. It's within walking distance to nearby beaches. And I love it here, but I'm trying to downsize. And I'm trying to use the capital that I get from this apartment and from my Airbnb business to dump it into my grandpa's house and to potentially invest in more land or another rental that would be closer to where I'll be living, which is in Isabela. So the Airbnb, I'm also going to be showing you some clips of that later in the video, but the Airbnb is in Rincon and then this one is in Aguadilla, but I'm going to be living in Isabela, where I have my grandpa's home that I've transformed into an investment property or an Airbnb property. And I will be living in a container home for now, or in one of the units inside the house while I finish up those renovations. I just got home from Boston yesterday morning at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I have been nonstop running around. But I'm mentioning Boston because I'm starting to realize that I'm probably going to end up staying in Puerto Rico about 6 months out of the year, long term. And then the other 6 months, I'm starting to look at different places, other states. I miss the fall. I miss the elements. I miss the snow. That might sound crazy to some of you guys. Like, you might be like, why would you ever want to leave a Caribbean island? I don't want to leave for good. I just want to split my time between a couple places that I enjoy. And Boston is definitely a place that I enjoy. Also, spoiler alert, I went on a date while I was out there in Boston, and it was such a wholesome, nice date. Like, it was a coffee date that turned into a dinner date, so I'm definitely keeping in touch with him. I'm in Boston. Look. I wish I could show you better, but I hate taking video of myself. I don't like taking selfies, and I hate taking video in public. I don't think I could get used to this. But I'm drinking a maple spice latte. Look at my fall nails. Oh my goodness. It is so beautiful out. If you watched a couple of my other videos, I know that I've mentioned that I went to Greece last month and I was out there for a month trying to see if I could imagine myself living in Europe for like 3 months out of the year, or potentially even 6 months out of the year if I'm able to go to Cyprus for 3 months and then Greece for 3 months because of the visa requirements. But after spending a month out there, I absolutely cannot do that. However, I've been coming to Boston every October for several years at this point, and I really do think it's a beautiful city. I love it there. I made it to I think this is the South End. I'm by Omni Parker House, Suffolk University. I like the idea of being able to split my time between Puerto Rico and somewhere else so I can get my fix, because I've mentioned it in other videos, but Puerto Rico to me is beautiful, but I grew up in New York, and there's just certain things you're not going to get when you're a city girl and you're living on the west side of Puerto Rico. You're just not going to get it. Like, for me, I need a New York Christmas or even a Boston Christmas. I need snow. I need to go skiing. I need to be in the elements. And it's something that I really do miss, and I look forward to this trip every year. So at this point, I'm just exploring my options. I'm in my Airbnb room right now. I went on a date last night, and it was a really nice date. It really was. I really like him. I feel like I have to whisper because these walls are very thin, and like the walls are paper thin, and there are like multiple apartments in this building. Made it back to Puerto Rico last night, early this morning, around 3 o'clock in the morning. I slept for a few hours, but it's back to business. I really needed to head out to the container homes and clean the pools. My cleaning crew was there earlier in the morning, and they told me that it's about time to shock the pools. So I got to work, had to take care of that. I used to pay somebody to do this, but I'm learning that I need to learn how to do a lot of these things for myself, because it's going to save me hundreds of dollars a month by just learning how to do it on my own. I always like to do a walkthrough of the property before people check in to make sure that it's all clean, all good to go. I just wanted to leave it up here on the screen so you could see what my property looks like in case you're interested in buying. This is just an investment property that I'm trying to flip because I'm starting a bed and breakfast in a town that's about 50 minutes to an hour away. I'm also in the process of moving to that property, and I just kind of want to downsize and have everything in one place or closer to where I'm going to be living. So if you know somebody interested in a couple container homes on the west side of the island, reach out. Getting back to that date that I went on, it was super refreshing to meet somebody that has similar values. And it's just not something that I've been able to find on the island. I miss having somebody in my life. So I'm going to continue getting to know this guy from afar. I see nothing wrong with it. I'm happy I went on the date. I'm happy I met somebody who was like-minded, and I'm just excited. I'm just happy, you know? In the meantime, I'm still just focusing on work, focusing on getting the bed and breakfast up and running and enjoying the process. I've got a whole bunch of queen size bed frames that I need to transport to Isabella. I got so much work to do, so I'll be giving you guys some more updates next week. See you next Friday.